Let's start with a hard truth. Goa is completely split down the middle. On one side, high-voltage parties. On the other, total isolation. The state is sharply divided. You have the hyper-social north and the laid-back, secluded south. Pick the wrong coast for your travel style, and you'll spend your vacations stuck in traffic, fighting crowds you hate, and dealing with massive FOMO. This flowchart maps out the Goa trip planner. We have two distinct branches to choose from, high energy or secluded. If your priority is nightlife and social density, your path tracks straight to North Goa. This comes with a high crowd index and extreme budget fluctuation. Conversely, if you prioritize peace and aesthetics, your path drops down into South Goa, known for its low crowd index and a heavy focus on resorts. Your return on investment depends entirely on aligning your travel persona with the correct geographical hub, long before you book a single ticket. How you enter the state locks you into your local logistics. Your entry point dictates the friction you'll experience on the ground. If you are heading north, your dedicated entry hubs are the Manohar International Airport, also known as MOPA, or the Thevam railway station. Flights into MOPA are often cheaper, but the airport is geographically isolated from the lower half of the state. For South Goa, your necessary hubs are Dabolim Airport or the Mudgaon railway station. The trade-off here is that Dabolim generally offers fewer cheap flight options compared to the newer airport up north. If you fly into MOPA but book a hotel in the far south, you will lose hours of your first day and thousands of rupees just paying for a cross-state taxi. Booking cheap flight tickets without defining your target region first is a rapid way to drain your wallet. The daily environments of the two coasts are complete opposites. In the north, you get direct access to famous clubs, sprawling flea markets, and high-density beach shacks around Baga, Anjuna, and Vagator. Head south to Palolem or Banalem, and the infrastructure disappears. You are left with pristine, uncrowded sand and very few late-night options. This comparison matrix breaks down what your budget buys across vibe, nightlife, crowds, and price. In the North Goa row, you pay a high premium for Airbnbs specifically to access the noise and heavy crowds. Dropping down to the South Goa row, your money buys better beachfront property and high aesthetic value, but your entertainment is strictly limited to quiet cafes and live music. Your budget is either paying for proximity to the crowd or the deliberate absence of it. Once you arrive, there is no Uber or Ola. You are entirely reliant on local, unmetered taxis, and they charge a massive premium. Looking at this effort versus cost chart, you can see the dilemma. Cabs sit right up in the high-cost, low-effort zone. Renting a scooter flips that. High effort, but low cost. If you can't ride a scooter, the Goa Miles app drops right into the middle. It's government-authorized and the only economical way to survive the taxi monopoly. If you do rent a vehicle, check the license plate. Renting a white plate private vehicle instead of a commercial yellow plate guarantees heavy fines and harassment from local police. Timing also dictates your costs. A trip during the late December peak season will double or triple your baseline expenses compared to visiting during the June and July off-season. Logistical convenience here carries a steep, hidden tax that you have to actively manage. The center of the state anchors some of Goa's highest-ticket entertainment, the floating river casinos on the Mondovi River. Boarding ships like Big Daddy will cost you an entry fee ranging from 2,500 to 4,000 rupees. That sunk cost does offer a trade-off. The entry fee generally covers one-time play chips, unlimited food, and live music on the rooftop decks. But if you are traveling with family, know the strict legal limits. Anyone under 21 is completely banned from entering the actual gaming zones. These are high-ticket activities designed to trap passive spenders. They require a dedicated block in your budget, not a spur-of-the-moment walk-in. This persona scorecard maps 3 profiles. First, the high-energy optimizer. Anchor north near Vagator or Anjuna and rent a yellow scooter. Second, the peace-seeking investor. Anchor south, flying into Dabolim. Finally, the first-timer. Split your trip, spending 2 chaotic days north, then decompressing south. If you need a cultural middle ground between the two coasts, Old Goa's historic center offers a stark architectural contrast to the beaches. You can also head into Panjin to walk through these vibrant, highly photographed streets. The entire strategy relies on defining your primary objective before you lock in a flight. A successful trip here isn't about finding the objectively best place. It is entirely about engineering an itinerary that ruthlessly matches your specific travel persona.